What's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And it is Monday. So hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I myself ended up splashing some hot oil in my eyeball and ruining my contact. So that was super fun. Didn't tickle either, but I'm not blind. So, woo. Anyway.
That's pretty hot. I like it.
Right? All right. So what do we got going on in the wonderful world of news this week?
May I ask something?
Yeah.
Bring up that energy. Come on, let's get this fucking show on the road, baby! Woo! All right, so today, of course, if you have been paying attention to Canadian news at all, Rolling Thunder, Operation Cowboy Steel has hit Ottawa. Actually, it hit Ottawa on Friday, I think. And of course, Ottawa police, Jim, I wish I was getting plowed by another man, Watson, and the cuck commander himself, Justin. I got COVID again somehow. Trudeau.
Did he really? Again?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
But so Operation Rolling Thunder has entered Ottawa, and already the glowies are out in force. The police are doing what jackboot loser thugs do. You know, the whole shooting. Not. Well, they haven't shot anyone yet, but I'm sure if they were given the order, they'd gladly shoot someone. In fact, I've said, and Michael Malice said it best: there is no law too heinous that a police officer would not execute, up to and including the murder of children. So, let's hope it doesn't come to that. But Ottawa police are already exercising their when citizens don't have a way of actually like truly fighting back. They can't level the playing field, so to speak.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Trudeau does idolize China, so it really wouldn't surprise me if they enforced, violence upon children. Just saying.
Oh, they totally would. All right, so we're gonna look in talking to about Rolling Thunder, the motorcycle
like
groups.
a strip club, like some male strippers coming in. Like that sounds like their group name, the Rolling Thunder.
Well,
Just saying.
I didn't come up with the name, they did. We're also going to look at, in true Orwellian fashion, everyone says that 1984 wasn't supposed to be a manual of how to, but it seems like people are more taking it as an instructional book instead of a fictional, scary dystopia. But the U.S. has decided to create the Ministry of Truth, as it's being referred to as. I think the actual name is the Department of Homeland Security Ministry of Truth. So we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Well, mind you, if Ron L. Hubbard can turn fiction into some sort of, religious cult, I'm pretty sure the government could too, yeah?
Do you mean L. Ron Hubbard?
What did I say, Ron L. Hubbard?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I get a little dyslexic at times. Sue me. God.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so we're going to look at that, and it's weird that it comes on the heels of everyone's super favorite superhero, Iron Man, the allegory for Iron Man, after Elon Musk. Elon, I like to make dick-shaped rockets, Musk. Everyone has nicknames today. I don't know. It's just
apparently.
Oh yeah. So I guess the actual name is the Disinformation Governance Board. But let's be fair. It is 1984's Ministry of Truth. So let's and how some U.S. senators, and in fact the only U.S. senator that's actually standing up to this, Ron, fuck you, it's Florida, DeSantis, woo, if only half of Canada, like if only anyone in Canada had half the balls that some of these U.S. senator and at least half of their citizenry, stands up for their country. But no, not in Canada. No, even when half of the country, when their votes literally do not even equate for one province, yeah, I think we got a bit of a problem there. Where BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba don't even make up Ontario's seats. Yeah, that's a big problem there. And I guess whatever else. Oh, I've found myself lost in a bit of a game. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that a little bit and the implications of turning shit into gold. All right. With that, we are on the YouTubes. We are on the Rumbles, the Spotifys. Of course, if you're on the Spotify, leave us a review. Share this with your friends. If you're on not on YouTube, I do like that we're getting a lot more people on Rumble. I'd much rather on Rumble than on YouTube, to be fair, because YouTube has big 1984 energy. You know what I'm saying? Actually, very Atlas Shrugged. They have big Atlas Shrugged energy. And if you don't know Atlas Shrugged, well, sucks to be you. It's a pretty cool book. All right. Should we get this pig kicked? Get these children? Never mind. I think we looked up how many children priests have molested. So from the Ottawa Citizen. Oh, okay. This is what we're doing here. Just all right. So Operation Rolling Thunder has careened into the Ottawa downtown to recapture the essence that was trucking convoy, or as some people have called it, the Freedom Convoy. So from the Ottawa Citizens, so still reeling from the weeks-long Freedom Convoy occupation. It was Kim. It was Hey, you. Did you know it was an occupation? It was an occupation.
I would like to actually talk to some of the truckers that were there and find out if they got paid, because if it's an occupation, clearly they'd be getting money for it.
Not that kind of occupation, ding dong. Occupation is when you move into some place and you refuse to leave. It's like when the U.S. goes to liberate or go spread democracy, they actually just occupy. They take control of it.
Well, how could they call that occupy? I don't know. Like I would see like squatters.
Well, but it's the interesting idea of that they were trying to take over the city. No, they were protesting in our nation's capital, which is funny to see a bunch of the Ottawa whiny backs. Isn't that what your football team's name? The cuckbacks, the comebacks, or something like that? Come on backs?
Oh my God.
I don't know. Something like that. The Ottawa, I reamed my asshole for you backs.
Pull my hair and slap my ass.
The Ottawa Jack Murphy ain't got shit on me backs. The Ottawa
just quibble your head.
Vaginas turned me off. I like getting fucked in the ass backs.
Oh my God. Moving on.
Oh, sorry. So for the Ottawa cuckbacks, so they were whining and complaining that you're not accepted here. We don't want you here. And everyone's going, hey, listen here, jack off, cuckback. This is our nation's capital. When we go to protest our federal government, where the seat of our federal government resides, sorry, it's in your shitty town. Hate to break it to you, but if the federal's gonna federal, that's where they go to the federal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they're gonna federal all over the place.
Well,
in your eye, everywhere.
If there's fucking sticky keys, if there's anything that the Ottawa cuckbacks are good at, it's getting stuff in their eyes. So Brian Latour is one of the organizers of Community Solidarity Ottawa. CSO? Cocksuckers Ottawa? Sounds about right. A coalition of community organizers, residents, and labor unions that is planning on hosting an unwelcoming party on Friday for the incoming Operation Rolling Thunder, the Thunder Down Under. So still reeling from the... Oh, wait. Why? All right. What the fuck? The idea is to showcase immediately that residents in Ottawa are not happy with the presence of another protest that threatens to disrupt and impede residents over the weekend. Did you see there was already videos or photos of a... Well, I had posted it on our Twitter page of some guy in a mask, like not like mask, in a mask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The mask. Got it.
Yeah. Was colloquially, see, I can't say that word, which has been dubbed the mask.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm on about, right?
Yeah. If you actually did drugs, I'd wonder if you were high right now.
Nope. Stone cold sober. However, I could pull a sweet stone cold Steve Austin, crack 2 beers, smash them together, don't drink any of it because he's a pussy. That's how I would operate. Shut up. All right, so yeah, there was a video or a photo of a guy in his surgical mask with his surgical gloves. He's got his boots tucked into, or his pants tucked into his boots like a true warrior, wearing jack boots, and he's either Fed or Antifa.
Hold on. Do you think that the pants tucked into the socks would actually stop COVID? Like COVID would go near and be like, oh man, we got no way to get in. We can't get up this pants. Shit.
We can't get up this fag's legs. God's on to someone else.
He's too tight.
Yeah, he's too much of a prude. Sorry, I'm having to prop my microphone up on my beer gut because yeah. So I'm trying to see. We did have it on our What? Why you laugh?
Because you're talking about your microphone being propped up on your beer gut.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh God. So yeah, if you look on our Facebook, hey, fuck Facebook. Facebook sucks. It's where all the old people go because they don't understand how Twitter works. They don't understand ats. But it is funny. Speaking of old people and Facebook, it's funny how the uninformed, the uninitiated has a hate on for Elon Musk, even though they don't even know anything about what's going on. It's incredible. I wish I was uninformed as most people are and have the strongest opinions. God damn, that'd be good.
No, not at all.
All right, so the cocksucker, what did I call them? Community sissy organizers?
Sure.
Event are still in planning. The Unwelcoming Party will likely take the shape of a counter protest. You know how many there were? Not a lot. I don't know. I don't have a picture of it pulled up, but I think Rolling Thunder, I think it was 400 or 500 people, I think, showed up. They were coming to reclaim the unknown soldier, which, the government blockaded off and made up all this shit about how they were defacing it and destroying it. Oddly enough, the woman who was standing on it, that everyone was so up in arms about, which you weren't every other November 11th. You don't even give a fuck about November 11th. What is November 11th at 11 a.m.? Oh, do you take your minute of silence? No, you're too busy fisting your own ass. So I don't want to hear this about, they desecrated the unknown soldier. I'm feisty today. This type, the hypocrisy. You're suddenly invested in this now. You're suddenly now. But so that lady, she's not seeing any charges. All her charges were dropped. Everyone was so up in arms. They were so angry. And she didn't get charged with anything. So,
Okay,
yeah.
well, okay, hold on. God, it got me so confused. And you're like, just rattling it today. Anyway.
I got information up in here.
Anyway. Okay, so what is the purpose of Rolling Thunder? Like, what are they protesting against?
Protesting the remaining lockdowns, the vaccine restrictions. And before you start, getting your Cheeto fingers all crusty on your keyboard. Oh, I didn't even ask the question of the day. Oh well. Before you get your Cheeto fingers all gummed up in your keyboard, there are travel restrictions. You cannot travel interprovincially without a vaccine passport. So again, people that say that, oh, your rights aren't being infringed upon, that is a direct contradiction to our Charter of Rights. I hate that I have to explain this. What rights did you lose? How about please go to the hospital. Go see your dying parents in the hospital. Please go see your wife while she's giving birth, or your husband if you're part of that fucked up community where everything and anything is a man or a woman. Nothing really matters. Please go to a funeral. Go to any group a public event where please tell me that you haven't lost them. Unbelievable. All right. Oh, fucking sticky keys. Fuck you. Okay. What's with all the things? Well, then say something. Otherwise, I'm going to carry on.
I can't. You don't let me in. I don't even know what I was going to say. I was going to say something a while ago, but it just kept going and I lost it.
All right, check out this sweet video from Rebel News. It was from Lincoln J. That a couple of people, so, in Canada, in a democratic society, there is the idea of you are innocent until proven guilty. You are innocent of the crime you have committed. Only then, by your peers, when you are judged and the evidence is deduced, that you will be found guilty. What does this jackboot pig do? Kicks them out because they have a flag. A Canadian flag is now seen as a symbol of hate.
There's such bullshit.
So what do we need? Do we need a gay pride flag? Is that what we need? How do we need the transgender map flag that's fucking creeping up here? The adults that want to fuck kids but just haven't had the opportunity to. So, let's put that flag up there. All right, you ready? Oh, I know, I'm jacked up today.
Wow. Yeah, I am.
So, yeah, like I said, so this is from Lincoln J. I believe he works with Rebel News. So we won't play the whole thing. Of course, anything we talk about will be in the description. Oh, right, I should have said every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If I didn't say that already, I'm going to say it again. We're here on Spotify, on YouTube, on Rumble, on the audio stuffs. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, but I talk shit on Twitter because I don't know. I find it fun. But yeah. All right, let's go.
We're not going to have this conversation.
Okay, I'll just keep driving.
Go down this street, go right. Do not come north of Laurier.
Okay, but I'm not from the area. I have a learning disability, so I'm gonna do my best to not go down there, sir.
Okay, so just pause it. So you can hear already the cops saying, don't come here. You're not allowed to come here, which I find really weird. Because he's already saying an exclusion zone. I don't know. There's no exclusion zone. You're free to travel, but you're supposed to be. See, and this is a thing where you're supposed to be, but we can't. All right, carry on.
Street, at the next intersection, turn right, and keep going, and don't come back downtown this weekend.
Officer Reeve. Okay.
I'm just curious. Okay. Like, what law am I breaking?
Okay. Right now, this is an exclusion zone for vehicles.
He can't even think of his words.
What law am I breaking?
Why are we being targeted?
What law am I breaking, sir?
So I'm giving you instructions. We've been in touch with the people that own this lot.
What law am I breaking?
Okay. We've been to touch the people that own this lot.
Yeah, so you're seeing more and more. The cops just say, you know, just get out of here. We don't want you here. We don't want Canadian flags in Canada.
How do you know I'm involved?
We don't want any of that.
What if we just
We live in an authoritarian country now. The reason why I'm talking over it, go watch it for yourself. So how about that? That's why.
We don't want
Oh,
Canadian
because
flags. Did
I
they actually
was-
say something about that in there?
like man?
I was just
What was
They
that?
actually say something about Canadian flags in there?
No, you could see in his rearview mirror, he has a flag, and he's saying, "I don't want you guys down here." And it says in this tweet that he was eventually told to leave Ottawa, leave a city in Canada because Mr. Reeves, you know, I can't say it. You know what? I am gonna say it. Maybe he should have gotten trampled by a horse like his cousin did.
I'm trying to answer your question, but
Maybe he would have chilled out a little bit. Although to be fair, the RCMP do have horses, and they love to trample people. I wish Kim, I wish I loved anything
told you what the issue is.
as much
Request the property.
as the RCMP loves to trample old ladies in scooters with horses.
Walkers? Yeah.
This is Canada.
They can ask us
Thank
to
you
have-
all.
Yeah, so you
Hold
can
on,
see in
hold
his rearview mirror he has his Canadian flag.
Paradise?
So you can make this decision if you want to leave your vehicle here. You're risking having it towed by the owner.
We're just gonna sit in there for a bit, though.
So even let's just take the assumption that they were. There's a reason why I'm talking over it.
I know. I was trying to hear just that last part that he was saying to them.
Oh, okay. What? Sorry.
I don't know. It's done now.
Oh, okay. But so you're seeing they are being preemptively charged with or being asked to leave an area before they've even committed any type of crime, before they've even, suspected of doing it. If they did, absolutely throw them in cuffs, throw them in the clink. I don't think that's unreasonable. But you're, for having a Canadian flag, you're a provocateur.
No, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I couldn't really hear much because you watched it beforehand. I didn't actually watch it. So anyway, I don't know if they weren't, or if they're telling them like to leave and stuff like that. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. And people have that freedom and that right to be able to protest. So the fact that they're telling them that they're not even allowed in the downtown area for the weekend, like, to me, that makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous.
I've done goofed it up. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck.
Good job.
Can you see that?
Yes. I don't know why you
Shit.
touched it. It was fine before.
All right, let's carry on.
Hey,
Why?
No. Just go to where the wall is and pull it. Good job. Okay. All right. You can make things more difficult for yourself. Perfect.
There we go. Problem solved.
I mean,
All right. Moving on. But you're already seeing. So here's another one from so criminal lawyer DavidAnber. I believe this was from Rebel News. I don't know why I don't have the thing in here. Okay, well, I'll make sure that it's included. And of course, anything we do talk about, anything that we have receipts for will always be in the description below.
louderwithcrowder.com. I'm just kidding.
We're not on there.
I'm kidding.
All right, so criminal lawyer DavidAnber responded to a video posted by Rebel News journalist Lincoln J, showing a pair of police officers, you know what I call them? Butt buddies.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, definitely Brokeback Mountain. Okay, so showing a pair of officers allegedly instructing occupants of a vehicle displaying a Canadian flag in downtown Ottawa parking lot.
Those terrorists.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. They're a bunch of, how much you want to bet they probably pay their taxes and crap? Although they did have a bit of a dirty car, so maybe not.
Fuck, so a bit of dirt on the car means they don't pay taxes? Oh, well,
Yeah.
then I mean, have you seen the van?
Oh, sticky keys. I'm going to kick you in the dick.
Oh my God.
All right. So the bikers, of whom many of whom are veterans of the Canadian military, came to reclaim the National War Memorial and to protest remaining COVID-19 measures and the use of the Emergency Act against the peaceful peaceful truckers freedom convoy in Ottawa in February. See, so that's what they're going at. Emergency Act, weird. There was no need for it. I'll say this over and over again. There was no need for the Emergency Act. They already had the tools in place to stop the blockades. And I've said over and over, I do not agree with the blockades. That's a stupid, stupid move. The protest, peaceful protest, where the battle of the bouncy castle and like 1,700 complaints were from the convoy side, and the only actual altercation between police and the truckers was a cop trying to take a guy's fuel. That's the only negative interaction that they've had.
I mean, that was enough for me, I feel. Definitely, like, call in the troops and put up the flags, the SOS flags. Like, that was... Whew.
Yeah, the French starter kit, the white flag in it.
Exactly.
I've never understood a country that's got its ass beat worse and being as pretentious as they are. Back to back, France got their asses whooped, and they're as snobby as they are. Wouldn't you have a little hubris? Like if you were a dumb guy, let's just a hypothetical situation, not like this didn't really happen. Let's say a hypothetical situation where a guy went up, say to Mike Tyson on a plane ride and started giving him Mike Tyson the gears over and over and over again. Kept egging him on. And then, Mike Tyson turns around and gives him a couple good shots. You can't, like, the dude, hypothetical, right? This didn't happen, even though it did happen. You cannot be the guy that just got his ass pummeled and then still go, yeah, I'm the baddest motherfucker ever. I stood up to Mike Tyson. It's like, no, you got your shit kicked in. Like, did you see that video?
I didn't. We were, I think, supposed to talk about it in our last podcast, and we never got around to it.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty funny. This drunk guy is just giving Mike Tyson the gears, just won't leave him alone. And Mike Tyson eventually just turns around and just fucking.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Just gave him a couple good shots. And everyone's on Mike Tyson's side. Like, Mike Tyson is a super, super nice guy. It's crazy how nice of a person he is.
He's come a far way from biting somebody's ear off. He's started smoking weed and chilled the fuck out.
I think he's smoking weed all that time too. But all right, so to continue. So in his first tweet commenting on the video, the Ottawa-based DavidAnber, the lawyer, refers to that Bell guy, Steve Bell, currently the Ottawa interim chief of police, oversaw the implementation of Justin Trudeau's Emergency Act. Yeah. And like I said it earlier, was the last Ottawa chief, he was saying, no, they've mostly been peaceful. There's no reason for us to do anything. And then Steve Bell, the cock holster for Justin Trudeau, finally, said, yeah, big, bad, mean, we're going to come after you even after if you leave and whatever, we're just going to hunt you down like dogs. So Yeah, that's really cool. All right, say something.
Oh.
Perfect. All right, so let's move on.
You can't just put me on the spot like that. That's like someone being like, tell me a joke. And you're like,
Oh, I could tell you a couple jokes. But
none safe for YouTube.
to be fair, I did call Steve Bell a cock holster for Justin Trudeau.
To be fair, the shirt that's come out of your mouth this entire episode so far is just appalling. Just appalling, I say.
Makes me laugh. So yeah, no, I find it really incredible the amount of footage that is coming out, and if like Viva Fry is down there. I think on Saturday he was already I think he was down there for 3.5 hours. I think he was part of videographying, documenting the protests, and I think he had said on Twitter something to the effect of like, I've been down here for 3.5 or 4 hours or whatever, and I haven't seen any instances of violence or anything. And some idiot, and I call them an idiot because they're dumb, said, but at the end of the 3 hours, you seen someone with a Gadsden shirt on.
So?
A Gadsden shirt. That's violence. The literal symbol that means liberty and to leave me alone. The Gadsden snake. Like that was violence. Someone saying just leave me alone. Like the idea of I'm a snake. I will protect myself. But if you tread on me, I will strike back. That's violence.
Okay.
That's
Here
pretty,
we go. Okay. So, all right. So the Gadsden flag. So I just looked up the flag, right? It was used by Continental Marines as an early motto flag, along with the Moultrie flag. Its design proclaims an assertive warning of vigilance and willingness to act in defense against coercion. This has led it to be associated with ideas of individualism and liberty. Wow, that piece of shit.
Violence. Oh.
I mean,
silence means violence. Violence means saying something means violence. Not, you can't keep up. They got an excuse for everything. I don't know. Oh, I guess question of the day. How much pole do you think Jim Watson, the Ottawa mayor, is smoking? Huh? How much pole do you think he's gobbling down?
I'm thinking it's the amount of that anybody who's watching this would think that you're high. That much.
You like that? Now nobody gets it. Why is it blue?
I don't know. What's blue behind your monitor? that smile though, we can't hear you.
Oh. I said hi. I missed you. All right, so let's move on. Like there's nothing really much to say. It's just reporting on the fact that, of course, the government is already making stuff up. They're already pushing an idea. They've already planted the seed and the narrative that these people are violent, they're evil, and they're coming to destroy everything in Canada. Sure. And of course, like it's the same playbook. Paint them as vigilantes. Paint them as thugs, as criminals, and all this stuff. You know what? If there's someone that's destroying property, like there's a wide a massive search or a massive investigation because someone spray painted stop the fascism or something like that, which is weird because like, yeah, we like, I should say, people that actually think and understand and look at history. Like, oddly enough, I was having a conversation with our oldest about, Germany and like, and Italy and like the rise of like actual fascism. And, you don't use those words. It's just like racism. I don't like your opinion. You're racist. You must be a racist. You're a bigot. You're a homophobe. Or, it's a label and it loses meaning. And the big concern with that was, yeah, well, when the actual like Nazis come back, like, Ukraine, like, oh, well, just everyone's a Nazi. So obviously, what does it matter?
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, so let's move on to so this is another one from Rebel News. So just as Orwell has intended, the Biden administration is set to create a ministry of truth to dictate acceptable narratives in the media, or perhaps not. What might have been described as an Orwellian nightmare just a decade ago is now becoming a reality as the Department of Homeland Security prepares to create a disinformation. God, the more I hear that word, the more I want to punch whoever says it.
Right. That word is also like another one of my triggers is anti-vaxxers, so-called freedom convoy, like just that whole blob.
Yeah. So-called.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. The misinformation, disinformation. Every time I hear those things, it's like an instant trigger. Like, triggered.
Yeah. So it's to fight against so-called Russian disinformation. I don't like. Okay, well, whatever. Well, let's continue. So, as the months head into the midterm elections, the Biden administration's Department Homeland Security wants to combat Russian influence in American politics through the establishment of a new committee on public information, the Ministry of Truth. Literally, a government is telling you what is real and what is not. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Which will be led by Nina Jankowicz, a supposed disinformation fellow, best known dismissing the Hunter Biden laptop. Yeah, she had tweeted that it was a Russian psyop or something like that.
Right.
Like the laptop was completely fake.
Neat. So what exactly is a disinformation fellow?
Oh, I think that's a nice way of saying an SJW.
Like, what kind of stupid ass labels are they giving people these days?
The best, the sticky keys. I'm gonna fuck it. Yeah, so she had this Nina. Oh, there's videos of her singing. Like I heavy quotation. I'd use my other hand, but it's holding my shift button down. So singing. I'm gonna fly away. But it's weird that this board, this Ministry of Truth, was started soon after Elon Musk purchased Twitter. So they're okay when Jeff Bezos plays ball, but because Elon Musk doesn't, they go, well, we need to stop these platforms, and they want to look at redoing that Section 230, the one that gives Facebook and Twitter and YouTube the ability to be a platform and a publisher somehow, even though it's supposed to be a platform, not a publisher. I don't know how, I guess if laws are made dumb enough, you can apply them however you see fit. So, yeah. But no, there's her hot take was that the Hunter Biden laptop story, all the Parmesan cheese in the world, all the baby powder you'd be sniffing, all the $5.2 million, all the flights that Hunter Biden took, to China, and his absolute lack of qualifications to work to be a petroleum engineer, even though he's never done anything in petroleum or engineering of petroleum ever. Maybe sniffing it. Like he's He's sniffing gasoline, huffing it out of a tank like a true Indian. My natives knows what's up.
Nice.
They don't call us gas huffers for nothing, right? But so there is one, and then this is why, like, Ron DeSantis has been fucking killing it in the States. My boy, even though he's not my boy's somewhere over there. But if Ron DeSantis needed a father, I'd be very proud of him.
He's older than you are.
I don't care. Age is just a number, according to the leftists.
That's true. That is true.
But so,
Hold on,
so
just for a moment here. Could you imagine adopting somebody who's actually older than you are as your child? How weird would that be?
Why? Age is just a number.
But still.
You're old as fuck.
It doesn't matter. You didn't adopt me as your child.
Yeah, I guess at what point would that be, like, incestuous? If you adopted someone older than you?
Well, it'd only be incestuous if you're sleeping with them, you weirdo.
Well, God damn it, sticky keys! Piss me off.
I'm just talking in general. Like, it's one thing, like, I've met older people where I'm like, I would love to adopt them as my grandparent. But, like, adopting somebody older than you as your own child, I think is a little weird. Mind you, I don't even know if that's something that you can do, but just the thought of it, it's a little weird.
I don't know. I'd try it. Hey, Ron, you need a dad?
Do you want Tyler to be your daddy? Call us.
No, I hate that word's been sexualized. I don't like it. Stop it. Stop it. It's fucked up. Here, let me fix that a little bit. There we go. Hey, how you doing there? So yeah, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and I'm sure some of you people, I know, Ron, conservative, going against the federal government, he must be a bad man. No, he told corporations to go kick rocks, to go suck dick over in California. You try to, like, wield your financial institutional power to try and stop a government from, enacting its power with its citizens, what its citizens want, and your California politics is going to try and taint this with your SJW, your transgenderism, all your kid HGH and HGB and whatever else, estrogen, testosterone that you try to shove up a kid's ass to say that puberty blockers don't cause permanent harm. Well, that's weird, because there's tons of stories of kids being permanently disfigured from it. Go back to California, bunch of pussies. Yeah, boom. So Ron DeSantis has said, you cannot have a ministry of truth in this country. Let's get real here. Let's make sure we are doing things to benefit Floridians and Americans, but we're not going to let Biden get away with this one. We will be fighting back. So the governor compared the Biden administration proposal as a war on conservatives who are fighting against the decaying and discrediting ruling elite in this country. That is the biggest thing that I think government is not understanding, whether it be the Canadian or US. When people no longer have faith in the system breaks down. That is really what's happening. So you see, well, leftists are welcome to protest for weeks and months on end in Canada to tear down statues. And it's just the voice of the unheard. The rule wasn't applied there. But God forbid you tell the government, I want you to stop. And you've seen, hell hath no fury like a cuck commander be scorned. You've seen how he decided to act. He was so pissed off. And how dare you challenge my authority? That's what he did. But people start believing in the system. There's a reason why Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies have popped up, because people lose faith in the system. If they do not have faith in the judicial system, in our elections, in anything, they say, okay, you know what? I'm done. I no longer want to play by these rules. I'm going to go take my ball and go somewhere else. And that's what a lot of people are doing. There are more people that are leaving Canada this year and last year than people that have emigrated to Canada. Or immigrated. Sorry, emigrate is leave, immigrate is and like enter into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine why.
Yeah, a lot of people are leaving. And you know what? I'm not opposed to it. If like, and I've said it before, if this is what Canada is willing to become, where people protesting in our nation's capital, in Ottawa, and people will go, oh, well, you're just a bunch of bullies. Weird. More homeless people. Some of the best time the homeless person was ever fed in Ottawa was when the Freedom Convoy rolled in. You had so much charity happening. You had people offering food, even with that story that they ransacked a homeless shelter. Well, what did they do to counter that story? They fucking fed everything. They gave money and food to everyone, but they're the big bad.
Yeah, it's so mind-boggling, because it was literally the most peaceful protest I have ever. I mean, I wasn't there personally, but it witnessed, whether it was through the media or whatever. But it was the most peaceful protest I've ever seen. And to be honest, I didn't even think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible for a massive group of people to get together and be that peaceful without people being a bunch of freaking idiots. And the fact that there were so very few of them that weren't even part of the Freedom Convoy, and the people of the Freedom Convoy were very, just stay peaceful. It doesn't matter what they do to you. Just stay peaceful. Just do not retaliate. And the fact is, people listened. They really did. And I have so much respect for that. And I think if there's any protest, like, you even hear so many people in the United States, whether they're on podcasts, whether it's news, stuff like that. Like, if that's how protests were, like, I think every protest should be more like that.
Yeah, well, and I said the arsonists that were in that Ottawa apartment building that taped the door shut, I said immediately, no, that's going to be like some Antifa. That's going to be government. This shows how little people, like general people that are paying attention. And I'm not some type of conspiracy theories. Well, maybe some of it I follow, but it's weird. A lot of the conspiracies keep coming true. And it was Zorbo. What the fuck is that guy's name? Zorbo. He was.
That's what he was?
The freaking Kevin Zorbo. Kevin Zorbo. He had posted on Twitter does anyone have any new conspiracy theories? Mine all keep coming true.
Right? I know, and it's so mind-boggling. Like, I don't know, like before COVID hit, like hearing conspiracy theories, I was like, yeah, okay, relax. You're getting a little too carried away here. But then a lot of the conspiracy theories that they had towards COVID, I I don't know, dudes. I was so shocked to see much of it actually come to fruition, that these people who I thought were conspiracy theorists were talking about. And now I'm just like, oh, okay, well, they don't look like conspiracy theorists to me anymore. Like, they just knew, they saw the signs ahead of time, and they knew exactly where this is going.
Yeah, and so these types of actions, when a government is saying, well, yeah, we're going to be totally transparent with with when we use the Emergency Act. Yeah, you're supposed to by law. Like, I think, the analogy before is like, if I have to make a left-hand turn and there's a car, coming the other direction, and I wait for them and I make the turn, And I go, look how good I am. Look how amazing of a driver I am. I waited until that car went, and then I made my turn. So, well, yeah, you're supposed to. That's the law. Like, oh, I stopped at a stop sign. Yeah, that's normally what a stop sign means. It means stop and then proceed.
Congratulations, you followed the rules.
Yeah. But so to kind of get back to this, it's people are losing faith in the system. When half of Canada, when BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba, no matter how much they vote, no matter how much they want to have change inside the country, those four mean, in fact, if you want to include Northwest Territories, Nunavut, and what's the Northwest Territory, Yukon. That's it. Sorry, Yukon.
The funny thing is, I was gonna be like, really? Dude, we have a friend who lives there.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not like that place really exists.
Oh, it does. But
I don't know. Have you been there? Have you been there?
No. Does it exist? Bum, bum, bum.
That's what I'm saying. But when you have more than half of the country doesn't even make up for Ontario, like that is a disproportionate amount of power, amount of swing. Because what does everything happen? Everyone focuses in on Ontario, focuses in on Toronto, because that's where the actual seats are. And that's sad. Like when people say Western alienation, it's a thing. There's a reason why Alberta wants fucking out. There's a reason why Saskatchewan has been getting more and more traction with wanting out. Because you don't have any representation. You have the federal government saying, well, gas is dead. And then oddly enough, you have Quebec saying, we hate gasoline. Well, that's weird because Alberta has been giving you fucking daycare payments for the past 40 years because your country doesn't produce shit. All you produce is poutine, and even that you can't do because poutine sounds like Putin. Stick it to Russia. That's
That was probably the lamest thing I have heard in 2022 so far was Putin's changing their name because it sounded like Putin. Wow.
Yeah, you really showed him, and it's so funny. Russia's economy is better than what it was prior to them invading Ukraine. So all those sanctions, all those gas prices that you see spiking, the food shortages that are come fall. And to be fair, you know what? If being a prepper, being ready for, sometimes the wind doesn't blow. Sometimes the water stops. Sometimes the water comes too much, which is what we're experiencing right now.
Oh my God,
record water levels.
I know. If you can actually see our neighbors, like the one on one of them on our right side, their whole front yard is flooded. And then you have the ones on our left side. It's literally his entire flippin' yard. Front, back, it looks like a frickin' lake. Luckily, we got the best out of them. We only have a quarter of our yard in the corner that's flooded. But yeah, we kind of lucked out compared to our other two.
Yeah. And our, we've lost power. Almost every single winter we've lost power. Yeah. There's been some storm that has knocked something out and we don't have power. So, for us, it's the idea that shit can fall apart. Having some type of security, no one grows food. Nobody does. You have a big, nice, beautiful lawn, nicely manicured. Your trees are pruned beautifully. It's a beautiful thing to look at. But it does nothing. It's tits on a man. Doesn't do anything. Literally serves no purpose. But you are that confident that this system will never crumble. That something won't happen. That someone in the world isn't going to say, you know what? I'm sick of it.
Random question.
What?
Sorry, you just saying literally what you did, tits on a man, just made me think. So random question to everybody out there. What do you find more attractive? Tits on a man or a dick on a woman?
What the fuck?
See, this is what ADHD does to you. He starts talking about one thing and my mind goes,
What the hell? All right. I mean, sure. Which one? The T on an M or a P on an F? How about that?
like, there you go.
You know, but ultimately, this is what happens when people see that the law is not applied equally. People lose faith in it, and regardless, you know, one day, especially the people that just follow in line, listen to what the government says. The government has your best interests at heart. Well, one day that that ship will steer towards you. I don't know. That's a bad fuck. One day the eye of Sauron will turn to your direction and go or whatever he does, you know. Yeah. You know, but so you just see more and more like of this stuff that they need to have a ministry of truth. So to continue on, Governor Ron DeSantis said, so as if they don't have enough issues to deal with, they now have an idea. And I honestly thought this was just a belated April Fool's joke, but they are actually going to create at the Department of Homeland Security a Bureau of Disinformation. Yeah, that should be terrifying when someone can control the narrative. What are they going to do? Are they going to fine you because you said something wrong? Well, that's what happens in Canada. I even posted on Twitter, like, you know, it's funny that the US is getting mad about a ministry of truth. Well, we've had that with the CBC for fucking decades.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, they're already telling you that if you don't fit the narrative or whatever, that you're not considered real news. I mean, look, you know, they don't consider Rebel News or True North actual news, you know, and it's, of course, those are the only places that are against the actual narrative, right? Against what the government actually wants. So if you're not spewing what the government wants you to spew, well, then you don't exist.
Well, you could, like I said, look at what they did to the truckers at the Freedom Convoy. They shut down bank accounts. They depersoned them. They stopped them from being able to work.
So gross.
You think that can't come for you? If the government says, well, you know what, we need you to have 10 vaccines. Even though there's now more and more reports from Pfizer coming out and from Moderna saying that they're having side effects that they knew about. And the government is saying this is 100% safe. Well, Eric Clapton doesn't think it's fucking safe. Even though he's had it and people call him anti-vax. Jimmy Dore had it and now he has medical complications. There's story after story of people, you know, soccer athletes suddenly just fucking dropping. You see all over, you're seeing athletes that have gotten it and they're having an effect from something. Let's just say it's from something.
Well, and the thing is too that, like, okay, you should be able to talk both sides of the situation, right? So you have people who are saying, well, no, it's completely safe. And if you go against what we're saying, we're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you up. We are going to tell you that you're spreading disinformation and we're going to cancel you because we don't want this getting out. When in reality, any single type of vaccine that you are going to get can have adverse effects on somebody. There's always potentially going to be subject to harm. But the fact of the matter is that they're saying that this is completely safe, there's like virtually no side effects and this and that, and they don't tell you the actual information. That's what's harming. Like, people should be able to discuss the side effects or the bad things that have happened to them when taking this flu shot or a vaccine or whatever it may be. It's just like somebody getting LASIK eye surgery. Okay, well, that female comedian, oh my God, why can't I think of her name? She's a redhead. I think she went blind in one of her eyes or something like that, or she had adverse effects to getting LASIK eye surgery. There's been lots of those people. But the thing is, you should be able to hear both sides of the thing. And in a lot of situations, you can. Like, and you do hear, okay, well, these are the potentially the bad things that could happen. These are the good things. And you need to outweigh them. Just like any other medication you have. When you go pick up a medication from a pharmacy, you get a little slip of all the potential side effects, the common ones, the severe ones, But when you're talking about the COVID vaccine, aka the flu shot, you're not allowed to say that this is what happened to me when I took it, because it's like, no, you're spreading disinformation. And that's what's extremely harmful. And for anybody, this should be a huge red flag. Like that's should not be okay.
Well, and you're seeing, oddly enough on Twitter, you're seeing, Dr. Malone, Dr. McCullough are back on. You're seeing, skyrocketing people are being, followed because, you see on the back end, like, okay, if for, let's say 2 years, you were, your paychecks were, you were only getting $500. $500 every 2 weeks or, whatever. And then all of a sudden, one day, like, fuck, I got a $2,000 paycheck. And then the next time you get another $2,000. First you go, what happened? And then the company just goes, no, we just changed how your pay scale is and everything's just carry on.
Well, no, it's not even just that.
What happened then? Like, why could you not do anything then? But now is it, I don't know. I have no reason. It's just magic.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not even just that all of a sudden. It's, okay, well, all of a sudden, new management came in and you're getting a bigger paycheck and you're going, okay, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, that's what is a huge red flag there, too. Like, you see, there's been so much information about, people have talked about shenanigans from Twitter for a long time. But the thing is that with new management coming in, so to speak, with Elon taking ownership of Twitter, all of a sudden you see literally like people who were banned are all of a sudden back. People who didn't have as many followers, all of a sudden their followers skyrocket overnight because people in Twitter were suppressing these things. They were holding things back because they did not want these things. Like they were controlling all of this, which is...
Yeah, it was shadow banning.
Yeah, which is not okay. And now they're like, oh, shit. Well, we got new management coming in, so we got to really quickly undo all this stuff so they can't see it. But the thing is, then you have the point where you see so many people who had X amount of followers literally skyrocket 20, 40, 80,000 followers overnight. And you're like,
Yep. I think even Ted Cruz had said, like, I suddenly jumped 200,000 people.
Yeah.
In like 2 days. Like that's insane. To be fair, if you're only gaining like 2,000-3,000 followers, if you're a very prominent person, a big personality, you were thinking, okay, well that's pretty good. But to suddenly jump 100,000, that's insane.
Oh,
that is absolutely insane.
Well, even Steven Crowder had a huge jump too, like that. Like they had seen, like on one of his episodes or whatever, they had showed, okay, well, this was on this day. This is how many followers we had. Now this is on this day. And it's like literally as soon as Elon took over, all of a sudden you've seen that number was an immense number jump. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, that's pretty interesting. And now like with Steven Crowder in particular, because I was listening to one of his shows, he was saying that now all of a sudden his posts and stuff are finally starting to show up in people's feeds where before they didn't. And like we follow Steven Crowder and I don't really ever see posts from him. And it wasn't until literally Elon Musk took over. All of a sudden I started seeing posts showing up in our feed. And I was like, so then when I heard that episode that he was talking about it, I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, no. And so this is the thing. This is another tool of being able to shape a narrative. If someone isn't allowed to speak, and Twitter, Elon says that he thinks Twitter is the public square. That's what he thinks. He thinks that it should be. And you know what? The funny thing, everyone is saying the same thing. The only people that are complaining are the ones that feel that they cannot no longer censor on there. Wouldn't it be funny if everyone, all the leftists, everything went to Truth Social? Wouldn't that be a total twist of fate? Like Truth Social, dead. Truth Social is dead. Getter is dead.
Already?
Oh, I guarantee it. Maybe it'll work in like a little fringe kind of area, but their terms of service are the exact same. I had posted like watch, all the leftists are going to go to Getter because their terms of service are the exact same to Twitter.
Well, see, and that's it. Shit. Lost my train of thought.
Getter, True Socials, leftists, leaving.
Right. Thank you. Just gotta replay that poor little frazzled brain of mine. Okay, so I find it kind of interesting that, you know, you have some people who make comments about, okay, well, Elon taking over, so now, oh, great, now you're going to see, like, people bullying each other again, and that's going to be okay. And I'm like, okay.
It never stopped.
Right? Exactly. It never stopped, for one. And the thing is, to be fair, at that point, well, I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like now, but it was pretty severe. You literally have, like, the leftists and stuff like that canceling everybody else's voice. No one's allowed to speak. No one's allowed to do anything. And they were, like, bullying everybody. And it was, like, hardcore. They're canceling people. They're, doxing people. Like, it was crazy. And now people are worried because they're going to allow the right side to be able to come back onto Twitter and free speech, people being able to talk. Like, everybody hears free speech and thinks, oh, you can just say whatever you want and you can do whatever you want and there's no repercussions, whatever. But yet, have you not, like, are you on Twitter? Have you seen Twitter? Do you know the shit that goes on Twitter? It's pretty insane. Like, there's tons of freaking bullying that goes on in Twitter. And there's lots of, like, him included. But there's, like, there's so many bad shit that happens on Twitter. And this wasn't because, free speech is allowed. No, this is when there wasn't, I guess, quote unquote, free speech allowed. But, I mean, still.
Okay, but this is the thing with, like I said, in Canada, we do not have free speech. For any Americans, that is something that is unique to America, where your speech is enshrined in law. You cannot infringe upon that. So someone, if someone's out in public and they're saying the end is nigh, repent. Okay, well, the thing is, you can choose to listen to that. More than welcome to. But at the same time, you could say, hey, I don't want to, and walk away. If someone came up to your kid and started screaming, you need to repent for your sins because you're a terrible sinner. Your skin is filled with burning, your shit. Like,
skin is filled with burning shit.
Yeah, you know how you never had skin filled with burning shit?
No.
What kind of sinner are you? God. But so the thing with free speech, and this is what I wish Canada was more accustomed to, is the idea of you can say whatever you want. And I brought this up before when I was getting in a back and forth with your mom, and she got banned on Facebook. The first thing out of my mouth wasn't, well, good, you deserved it. It was, why? That was the first thing. Why would you get banned? That's so dumb.
Oh, and it was 100%. You should be able to have a discourse, discussion.
Discourse.
You should be able to have
public
that with
discourse.
a person. Now, the thing is, if somebody is sitting there like, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to gut you, stuff like that, and it's getting, like, gross and violent, okay, well, there's a point where, guess what? The person who's receiving this can go, block. Oh, you're freaking me out. You have the ability to shush somebody for yourself. You have the ability to block somebody who is being inappropriate or whatever from yourself. But you should be able to be grown up enough to have a conversation with somebody, opposing sides with somebody, and not sit there and get so uppity and, like, angry about the whole situation. Everybody has different opinions, and that is the only thing that makes this world grow and change and thrive, is by people having different opinions, different things, different ideas. Everybody can't always have the same idea, or else there would be no growth. There would be nothing.
Well, but it's the idea of, so unfortunately we've come to a position where, traditionally, well, what is now called the right is, is seeking truth, and the left is seeking affirmation, and they will create a world. In fact, we were just talking to a friend about it, and it's the idea of constructivism versus reality. So typically now the right has the libertarian people, the people that just, hey, leave me alone, the Gadsden people, leave me alone. I'll I'll follow the rules, I'll follow the law, just leave me alone. That's all I want. And then you have your traditional conservatives, your Christians, your religious zealots and freaks over there. But then on this side, it's, we want to create a world as we feel it is. So one is concentrated on truth and fact. The other one is concentrated on power. And there is no truth but power. So when you can no longer have like I've said, I don't agree with Christians. I don't agree with religions at all. I think they're inherently destructive. But that's my opinion. But I find myself in line. In fact, I even brought up when I was talking to our MLA, our member of our Manitoba Legislative Assembly, saying, you and me should not be agreeing on this stuff. Because he is a traditional conservative, he's a Christian. And, I said, like, it's pretty messed up that you and me, who are typically, we should be on opposite sides of this argument, are, now on the same side combating people that are just saying, well, puberty blockers does no harm. We'll let children up to, as low as 5 years old, let them take and decide whatever they want to be in their body, up to including chemical castration. But yet, no, they're not old. They don't know how to drive. They're not old enough to drive. They're not old enough to own a gun. They're not old enough to vote. They're not old enough to work.
They're old enough to permanently alter their bodies to no return. Okay.
Yeah. And I've said I'm not opposed to someone going through a transition, but fuck, you better be goddamn sure about it, because unfortunately the suicide rate does not change whether you pre or post-op transition someone. It's still about 48% suicide rate. It does not change. Even though, as a world, we are very accepting. All we're saying is, hey, maybe the 0.16% of people that identify as trans, maybe we shouldn't completely ostracize a 50% group. Can we maybe look at protecting the majority, the cis white male or the cis males and the cis females, and maybe find a way that this 1%, 1.6% in the world of trans and potentially LGBT, but if you keep making that umbrella fucking big enough, of course you'll fit everything and anything under it. So, is there a way that we can accommodate them? Just because I think something doesn't mean that your existence is suddenly invalidated, because you need to push it on children. You need to tell them that, hey, me and my wife, and the kid goes, what, Mrs. Smith, why do you have a wife? Well, that's because of a traditional patriarchy, and we don't live in a traditional society where gender norms can be blah, blah, blah. How about go talk to your parents about it? Ask your parents about it, because that's not my fucking job. Is that fucking difficult? Because it's not my job. I am a mouthpiece for the government. What I am told to teach is depicted and dictated by the citizens that I teach. Why is this so hard? But like I said, I totally agree. Hey, live your life. Just don't fucking tread on mine. That's all I've ever asked. But now, if you don't say that I'm a Zer, you're disqualifying my existence. Hey, little Jimmy and Johnny and Jill in class, if you don't understand why cis heteronormative fucking bullshit exists and why we need to smash the patriarchy, bash the fash, then you're living in a manufactured reality. Well, that's fucking weird, because even 10,000 years ago, when we find human remains, We don't give a fuck about their skin color, but we can sure as shit tell with their bone structure whether they were male or female, which tells a lot of information in terms of wars, in terms of how they lived, in terms of what positions they held in a society. We can find all that out from their bones, not what color they fucking have their skin. It's unbelievable. Like, we can't even have this discussion.
No, we cannot. Which is absolutely ridiculous. Shut up. I'm just kidding.
But this is and I 100% agree with you. This is why we move forward. The Earth was thought to be flat. The Earth revolved around the sun. Well, someone eventually came and said, could it maybe be something else? Do
you think they really did that? Could it? Do you think they did that? Like,
Oh, for sure. And then they killed the guy.
Oh, shit. That's really awkward.
But then it was discovered a couple hundred years later that, I guess, wasn't Galileo? Was it Galileo? So let me know in the. I can't remember if it was Galileo. No, it wasn't. Maybe it was Galileo. Fuck.
I don't know. I'm not full of so much information as you are. I only have a certain amount that can fit in this clusterfuck of a brain of mine, and that's not one of them.
Well, but and so like I said, having disagreements, absolutely. But it's with the where are we looking at going? Do we want to just recreate, or do we just want to tear things down and in the ashes of the old build anew? Recreate a society where your skin color literally dictates and your victimhood status dictates your position in society? Is that what we want? Truly, seriously think about that. Is that what you want in society? I don't want someone with the darkest skin color and the most victimhood check marks to be the top of anything. Just like I don't want the white person that doesn't do anything. Someone that was born into wealth, someone that hasn't worked, someone that doesn't have the credentials, someone that hasn't achieved and has a desire for greatness. Where meritocracy means nothing. I don't care. That's what I find incredible. It has nothing to do with skin deep. It has to go with what's in here. What's in here? That's it. And it's incredible that people are so focused on what color your skin is. That we can't progress. Ending slavery was a fucking monumental thing. The amount of people that we take in from other countries is incredible, where they are able to leave, war-torn countries, where they're able to leave places where there are genocides. In Rwanda, one of the worst genocides in recent history was based on skin color. Actually, it was more based on tribes. Not seeing someone as good, someone that is trying to improve a country. No, because you're either Hutsi or a fucking Tutsi or whatever. I can't remember. Hutu and Tutsi, I think it was.
Okay, but you think about that, and then you also think about World War II. Both of those, it was literally just your looks. It was all the aesthetics of you, whether it's skin color, eye color, hair color, whatever it was about your looks that caused these massive wars and people being exterminated. Which is
literally
disgusting. Most of the wars that we have in our culture, in our world since the beginning of time, have either been based off of religion, so which god you choose to associate with, or your looks.
Well, and traditionally, and that's more of a recent thing, but previously it was fighting over resources. We went to war, and to think if everything was all wonderful and pretty in North America, Aboriginals were fighting over resources long before any colonizers showed up. They weren't all living in kumbaya symbiosis. No, they were fighting. They would rape their women. They would kill them. They would push them out. They would torture them. But the thing is, that's reality. Do they live like that now? No. But but understanding that that's the reality of the situation. That's what happened. And to suddenly say, well, no, the Aboriginal, they're always friendly and kind, welcoming people. I'm sure they were, but there were also some where I think the reason why Texas exists is I think it was the Apache were so brutal. Mexico wanted to use white men as a barrier against them. That's why it was either New Mexico or Texas. I can't remember which. Maybe it was New Mexico, but that's why that is a U.S. area, is because the I believe it was the Apache were badass killers. Like they fucked everything up. Maybe it was I don't know. Like I said, this is all coming off the dome beast, but I know we've come really
Jamie,
far
can you
off
look
track.
that up,
But
please?
yeah, Jamie.
Oh shit, wrong podcast.
But so I guess to kind of get back on track, just to kind of finish this up, but when government is now saying that this is truth and this is not, contrary to maybe what a professional would say, what a doctor would say, and I mean someone that has what do they have to gain? What does Dr. Peter McCullough, what does he have to gain? What, he gets more followers on Twitter? What, he gets more funding for research for vaccines? Do you hear how backwards that sounds? A doctor who dedicated his life to vaccine research is being called anti-vax. 40 years of his life. Do you hear how crazy that is?
No, 100% is crazy. Anybody being considered, especially people who were, what do you call it? Like if they're working on vaccines and they've spent their entire life their working life, whatever, their professional life, working on vaccines and stuff like that, to call someone like that an anti-vaxxer, or people who literally have taken all the vaccines under the sun, except they're a little skeptical or a little hesitant about the COVID vaccine, that right away anti-vaxxer. Or you did take that vaccine and every other vaccine under the sun, but I don't like these mandates. Now you're an anti-vaxxer. The fact that everybody has to throw labels on everybody and sit there and attack everybody all the time, I think is absolutely asinine. Like it's literally, that's all it is. It's just like, ooh, who can we attack today? Who is against what I'm feeling today? Oh, you don't like pink today? Well, fuck you. I'm coming after you. So I'm all about the black and pink today.
Represent that flamingo. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
But no, and that's very true. Is when when someone and this is where listening to professionals, like if one doctor is saying one thing and the other one is saying another, okay, well the basis should be we are coming to truth of a fact, of a greater understanding, and if one is saying, well, these vaccines are 100% safe and they don't cause any adverse effects at all ever, and if you ever question it, you're a terrible human being, and the other doctor goes, actually, I think there might be something a bit concerning about these, and they go, heathen, get out, you're bad, fucking get out, and not only get out, give me whatever credentials you had, give them to me, we're throwing them in the paper shredder. Oh, you want to make money? No, fuck you, get out, you're not allowed anymore.
No, fuck you.
No, but so it's, but I guess so to kind of continue. So we can finish this and then I don't know, maybe we get the fuck out of here. But so the government is creating a Misinformation Governance Board. Who else did something like that? Oh, I remember, the Nazis. There's some data showing some interesting things going on post Elon Musk Twitter takeover. You're seeing a lot. There's always been the idea of being able to, the internet has done amazing things. An explosion of intelligence, an explosion of seeking information. And the I think the saddest thing, when I get in disagreements with people and they say, I've said before, I researched something for 2 days. When we do like those big, long, like 20 fucking page things where I have graphs and I have all these excerpts of information and data, from Stats Canada, from StatsCan, Stats.org, from all these PubMed, all these fucking places.
When the graphs come out, he means business.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, boring fucking show when the graphs come out. But when I'm looking at this information, and it's not like I'm looking for a particular narrative. And a lot of the times it's, oh, what does that link mean? What does that link mean? What does that link mean? That's really all I do. And then I try and form, okay, so this correlates to this. And then I give the information that's the best that I understood it. And then you son of a bitch, sticky key, fuck you. And then I have someone come back and go, oh, well, obviously you don't know anything. Yeah, I guess like the 10 references that I put for one article or for one position. Yeah, I know. I don't. I obviously I haven't looked at this particular one. Okay, well, the other 10 that I looked at, I'm sure I was able to figure out something. But you have that ability to look at the information, to make your own opinion. That's the thing. News has no longer been just giving you the information, letting you form your own opinion. It's so much narrative driven. Well, the Freedom Convoy, oh, well, they're a bunch of terrorists, insurrectionists, and now suddenly they're trying to overthrow the government? What the fuck? When? Like, did I miss something? Because I don't remember them doing that.
Well, the funny thing is they always put in some, like, the far leap. Like, from what you just said, like, oh, they're going there to protest, for their freedoms back and stuff like that. And no, they're insurrectionists. They're against the government. They're trying to bring them down. What? Or like the whole thing that we just talked about with the vaccines. Well, you're against this part of it. You're labeled as this. And it's like, they do these like far leaps. And the thing is, nobody sits there and questions it. Like, well, that's kind of a far jump that you're making here. Like, I feel like that's a little excessive. Nobody even thinks that. They're just like, yes, those people are bad. Let's go get them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's straw manning. Instead of steel manning, instead of getting their best arguments and refuting those, you go after the most extreme, the most ludicrous, and then argue that and say, well, if I can discredit this, obviously this discredits everything. I mean, if it's lazy arguing. This is why I brought up the big push, like where Quebec and their bill, what the fuck was it? Bill 15 or 67? I can't remember.
Don't say gay.
No. No, in Quebec, where the government is restructuring things so that things are. So the government has more influence on how children are cared for in homes. And I said, I don't necessarily see a problem with that, because their big focus was in a dysfunctional home, the kid should try and keep the kid in the family, even if the parents are fucked up, the brother, sister, parents are fucked up. No, you keep them there. And I could see the problem with that. I can like with the child, if the parents are all messed up on drugs and they get their you're welcome, your government subsidized welfare check, and the first thing they do is, oh, I got to pay my cell phone bill. Oh, I got to go get my hair done. Got to go get, I go get a couple ounces of Coke and a couple grams of weed, and that's what I do with it. And then maybe I buy a couple, I buy potato chips and whatever other fucking garbage for the kids, and then that's it.
Well, yeah, it's like your ex all over again, spending the money on herself and being selfish instead of actually spending the money on the kids. It's that whole scenario there too. And the thing is, like, even you have so many people like in that whatever it is that you're talking about there. You have parents too that will stay together because they have kids. And they're like, no, we got to stay. Like, I have to stay with him, even though I'm not happy with him. And, we fight all the time, but we gotta stay together for the kids because that's not fair for the kids. Okay. What is worse? Now, me coming from a family who I had, a bio dad that left when I was 2 or whatever, if I was in a family where my parents are constantly fighting all the time, okay, that's what I'm seeing. I'm not happy. Like, okay, yeah, my parents are together, yay. But the fact of the matter is, I can tell, it doesn't matter how old your kid is, they're not stupid. They can tell you're not happy. They can tell there's all this fighting going around, there's all this negativity, there's all this hostility. That's not healthy for the kids. So staying in a unhealthy marriage or relationship just for the sake of the kids, you're not doing them any favors. You're actually doing more damage than you are if you were to separate and give them 2 loving homes than 1 toxic home.
Well, but so the issue that I'm seeing, because, with this push of CRT, with the kids are allowed to assign their own genders, which, okay, I guess, just play into it. If your kid says, well, I'm going to be an army man, well, I guess he better enlist. Get the paperwork done. Go give little Johnny a fucking M4, and there you go. Go fight for freedom. But I don't know. It's that's where I see the issue with that bill is the government to put ultimate power in the hands of the government. I think it is really, really scary. And I know a lot of the reasons why they did is because the welfare system fucked up. They completely abandoned. Maybe I don't know if abandoned is the best word, but I feel it's the best word. They abandoned this little girl, even though they already had systems in place. Even though Child Family Services completely dropped the ball, and this girl was abused and starved and died. But the government needs more power. This is where I say, government is the only industry in the world where they fail at something and give themselves a raise.
Well, there are so many situations where, like, for anybody who didn't see our last episode, like we had talked about how Tyler's ex, had dropped the kids off at his doorstep and then just fucked off. Okay, and then when they went to court, the government, the judge, same shit apparently, was advocating for the mom to keep them, even though she gave up custody and didn't want them, And you have so many situations like that where, okay, you're advocating for the children to be put in one home, which would be a bad home for them. It would not be beneficial for them. It would have been very toxic. It would have been bad instead of putting them with a loving home. Then you have places who, okay, take away from a toxic home and they get put into foster care into another toxic home. Just like a couple episodes, I had talked about a situation where I had to call the cops on people who I seen abusing their foster child. So, it's such a messed up situation and it's a messed up system that we have. And people should be looking more so at the benefits and the safety of the kids and what would be the best option for the kids, not okay, well, I think that, in society, the mother should have the kids, so they should stay with the mother, even though that's not the better option in all cases.
Well, even though statistically women abuse children more than men do.
Right?
But that's the thing. We don't talk about this stuff. And so, the problems keep happening because, we need to take guns away from law-abiding citizens, even though most gun crimes are committed by people that, have multiple felonies, or people that shouldn't have had a gun in the first place, but somehow they got one, so they commit the crime. But so we're going to punish the people that aren't doing the bad things. We have this stigma that, well, the men are bad. But I don't know, we could save that for another one. But it's, and this is where I see, a bit of the issue with when government has the ultimate say, where they get the decision. I'm super leery because I'm sure there's probably already systems in place, but people don't do their job. People let things go by because they don't give a fuck. But
I think government having that much power and being that much in control of somebody's life and is just no. I think it's extremely dangerous. They already have way too much control over our lives as it is, and if anybody doesn't think that, look at the whole COVID situation, everything that has happened in these past 2 years. and tell me that the government literally isn't controlling what you're doing and the fact that people are allowing it. Look at China. Look at literally a communist country whose government is taking control of their entire citizens and the travesties that are happening there right now. Like it's is that really what you want? You want to give government complete control so we end up like a place like China, someplace that Justin Trudeau has been said to idolize?
He admires the basic dictatorship of China.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for taking the time out of your day, schedule, whatever, to sit with us and listen to things that we have to say about what's going on in the news today. Just a reminder, this is just for entertainment purposes only, and all of our shit is going to be listed in the description box below, so I can't talk. Don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Twitter, Anchor, anywhere you want to listen to podcasts. We're still trying to branch out a little further, so we'll see how that goes. We got socials, Facebook, Twitter. I think I just said Twitter. Instagram. Hope to catch you guys on Wednesday, our hump day. And have a good week. Have a great day. Enjoy your Monday. Smile. Make somebody else's day great.
Still going?
I am still going. I was waiting for you to be like, okay, let's go. Bye, guys. Let's see that shit. He just pieced out on me. You know, I could do a one-man show here. I'm just kidding. Okay, bye, guys.